Top 10 secret areas on where you like to store your stress in your body. 1. Your lower back. The emotion is anger. If you sit in frustration, the lower back is a common place for repressed anger. For relief, learn to articulate frustration constructively and address conflicts with others. Sounds simple. Learning to harness the power of anger and turn it into a creative force is vital to living an active and rewarding life. Strive to convert anger into assertion. Express it constructively, not destructively. You'll be rewarded with a surge in confidence, energy, and healthier relationships. 2 is your stomach and your intestines. They represent fear. When you're afraid, you tend to tense your stomach and intestines. Sayings such as, "I'm sick to my stomach," are usually bodily responding to conflict. The more you deny or repress fears, the more physical reactions will manifest. Begin by acknowledging your trepidation and talking it through with someone you trust. Consider all your choices and outcome. The more you can express the fear in words, the less of a hold it will have on your body. 3, heart and chest represents hurt. A series of medical workup found no physical cause or symptoms to a woman who was complaining of chest pains. So was she just supposed to live with the chronic discomfort? Reluctantly, she turned to therapy. When she was asked if someone she loved had hurt her, she made a face and brushed the question off. A few sessions later, as she spoke about the issues of her last relationship, she began to cry uncontrollably. For too long, she ignored her broken heart. She needed to mourn the relationship and honor her sadness. After this release, the tension in her chest finally lifted. 4, headaches. Loss of control. If you're a major or minor control freak, you're in for a real challenge. No matter how strong-willed you might be, an emphasis on the control will eventually lead to burnout and splitting headaches. Not all difficulties in life can be solved by intellect or trying to control everything. Controlling tendencies exacerbates many problems. Letting go, accepting what you can and can't control, and developing a mindfulness practice are the steps you need to take to cure your headache habits. 5, your neck/your shoulder tension. Burdens and responsibilities. Shouldering too many responsibilities is a pain in the neck. You're likely overburdened if you suffer from neck and shoulder tension. Rather than ask for help from others, you'll probably do everything yourself. This most often leads to neck and shoulder tightness. Learn to delegate, ask for support, decide what is worth taking on, and for goodness sake, share responsibilities with others. 6, fatigue. Resentments. Resentment stresses your entire body and does more damage to you than the people you resent. Blaming others, playing the victim, relying on the events. These are the empty calories of self-expression. Resentment keeps you from living in the moment and experiencing the benefits of being present. When you focus on those who wronged you, you are giving them free estate in your head. Instead, try to focus on forgiveness, or at the very least, moving on. Strive for more fulfilling relationships. Add a healthy dose of self-care, and you'll feel years younger. 7, numbness, meaning trauma. When overwhelmed by an event, we tend to numb our feelings. This is our psyche way of dissociating from overpowering pain or danger. Traumatic events are not always life-threatening. They can result from a brush with real or imagined threats or a history of childhood abuse or neglect. Over time, if you don't process the trauma, the memory of it gets lodged into your body. As a result, you deaden your feelings. When vulnerable, trusting others is impossible and true intimacy is lost. Any situation that makes you feel unsafe causes great confusion. You freeze up or go blank. The first step forward, freeing yourself from trauma, is recognizing its power over you and asking for help. 8, breathing difficulties. Anxiety. Breathing difficulties, a panic attack that leaves you grasping for air, and a suffocating feeling when anxious. These are some symptoms that have been noticed in folks who are repressing great sadness. They don't want to cry and avoid tragic mourning events, Instead, they hide sadness, move on, and focus on something else. But restricting tears is a lot like holding your breath. When you finally cry, it comes gushing out, equal part pain and relief. Freeing bottled up sadness is like sucking in a dose of fresh oxygen. It's refreshing and liberating. 9. Voice and throat problems. Oppression. Oppression people are not allowed to have a voice. If you grew up in an oppressive atmosphere, speaking your mind or expressing your needs was dangerous. You also carry around a harsh inner critic. As a result, as an adult, you tend to withhold feelings. When you have the impulse to speak up, you resort to your childhood tendencies to silence and repress your voice. This clash between the urge to speak and withhold causes tension and often manifests in throat and voice problems. In therapy, you learn that journal writing is a great way to expose your inner critic and start talking back to it. Also, reading poetry out loud has a profound connection to the unconscious mind. It is a way of gaining confidence in your voice. You have the right to be heard. 10. Insomnia. Loss of self. People tend to lose sleep during life-changing events, good or bad. You experience anxiety when your life circumstances are in flux. This can happen during times of stress or times of significant personal growth. For most people, sleepiness is most often associated with the fear of the unknown. Write down your worries or talk them out with a close friend. Learn to work with change rather than repress your fear of it. Working with it, you can hit the pillow and have sweet dreams. When you take better care of your feelings, you take better care of yourself and those you love. You come to appreciate and value your relationships more. Not only will you feel happier, many studies also show you might live longer.